Hello everyone, I just thought I would do a little bit of a demo about my fortune teller teacups. Some people would know them as divination teacups, tea leaf reading cups, cups of destiny, and so on. There's so many different variations that people call them. So I'll show you first some of the old divination teacups or old fortune teller teacups. This here actually is one from the 1920s. And this is a beautiful, very fine china, or they're often eggshell china. And a lot of people don't realise the old china teacups quite often were made with animal bone ash. And that's when you look and you see fine bone china. Fine bone china back in the day was literally made from animal products from bone ash. So, which if you're ethically animal friendly, vegan friendly, they're not very vegan friendly if you're looking at old ones in for that reason. So this one here has the playing cards inside it, and this was known as a cup of knowledge. And playing cards inside it goes back to cartomancy reading, and you would get a book with these back in the day. I'm lucky I've got a few of these books as well, but quite often you can't get them anymore. You might see people trying to sell you pictures of them or PDFs, but they're not the original books. So you would again make your tea, you would swirl it with a little bit of water. What your tea blobs landed on what playing card, you would then look in your book and work out your meanings. This one's unusual because it's actually got pretty little florals on it. A lot of the playing cards or the cup of knowledge ones were very plain on the outside, but this one just has really pretty little flowers. They look like hydrangeas, and that was the saucer, which is really pretty as well. So that one's from the 1920s. This here is also a beautiful one, and it's a lovely pale pink. And this one they called the Cup of Destiny. And it's got a beautiful verse written on the inside, and it says, "Many curious things I see when telling fortunes in your tea." And it's got all the beautiful tasseography symbols. Excuse me. So you would read this again, same principle. Swirl your tea. What symbols does the blobs land on? Look in your book. So my modern day tea ones, these are made of either porcelain or new bone china. Porcelain or new bone china is made up of a totally different viscose and what is combined in them. They are usually glass particles and so on. It's not using animal bone ash like back in the old days when they used to call them fine bone china or eggshell china. So these are made of porcelain, this particular one. The gold on these is actually, it's all hand painted, the gold, and that is real 24 karat gold. This particular one has the 22 major arcana tarot symbols in them. So again, you would make your tea, you would leave a little bit of water, spin, swirl, tip it up, and you would again look at what blobs of tea landed on your tarot symbols. Sometimes when people are starting out, they may stick to literally what does the blob tea land on. And this is just an example. This is the tarot booklet that comes with it. And after a while though, you'll find your eyes and your inner sight opens up. So you might see a leaf structure landing on, say, the Empress. And the leaf structure could be a shape of, say, a boat or something like that. Say it's a boat or a sailboat. Sailboats literally mean calm and peaceful emotions. And then you layer that meaning on top of your tea symbol, so your Empress. So you would read those two as together. So it's not uncommon. Once you start reading with these, you'll then start to see images pop out for you. These are meant to be used, and that's why I created them, so they were a lot more affordable to do so. And a lot of people will say, "Karen, why are these still so pricey?" A, it's slathered in real gold, and the gold is hand painted on, and I do a lot of that here myself in Melbourne. I do all the imagery, everything here in Melbourne. And these are my own personal designs, and like I said, even that is all done with real gold. These also come with a full comprehensive course on how to read with fortune teller teacups, and the course itself is $110 value. So basically you either buy a cup and you get the course free, or you buy the course and you get the cup free. So either way, they are equal partnership. This is another beauty. This one here is my Alice in Wonderland. And again, we've just got the same, we've got symbols inside, and again, where your tea lands, you would then read what the symbol is with the cup. Now these are a beautiful black and white stripe, and I hate to say it, but there's actually only 4 of these beauties left, and I haven't got any more at this moment. So they are, like I said, a lot of work. I was mucking around yesterday actually on these, painting gold. And like I said, the gold is actually real liquid gold that I have to paint on. So it isn't luster, it isn't electroplating, because electroplated gold washes off in no time. It even wears off in your hands. So they are real gold. These old teacups, these ones, if you are lucky enough to find them without cracks and glaze crazing, and crazing was all that fine little spider webs through the glazes, and it's actually quite common in a lot of these old cups. But these old ones, you can get these old ones anything from probably about $120, but right up to $2,000. So, you know, it depends on where they're from, the age, the quality. Do they come with books? Do they come with original boxes and packaging? Some of them do, very, very rare, but some do. And the Cup of Knowledge ones, these tend to be a little cheaper than, say, these ones. These ones now, I have not seen a decent set of these days under around $600 or $700 per teacup. So as much as it's lovely to have this little bit of history in my hands, I'll be perfectly honest, there is no way I would make tea or put boiling water in that. The cost of it, but they are just too fragile, because you're looking at teacups that are 100 years old now, and I would not pour hot water into one of those, not in the fine bone china. But these, you can just about throw them around. Like I said, these are robust. They are meant to use every day. They are dishwasher safe if you really wanted to put them in the dishwasher. But I always say to them, and I even have printed on the bottom of these, is hand wash. And the main reason is gold. And anything to do with gold, platinum or silver on teacups, dishwashers will take away all your luster, and they'll just make it all flat. So it's the only reason why I suggest hand wash them, because this won't come off. This will still be here, but I'd hate to see you dull all your beautiful luster, all the gold and or silver products on your teacups. So you can scratch these with a knife or scissors to your heart's content. They will not come off. They're permanent. Just like you would see tiles in a swimming pool, at a public swimming pool, or sometimes you see big tile murals on walls like at the train stations and so on. But that's how permanent they are. So, and they're done in a kiln. I've got a commercial kiln, and they're not hand drawn on. They're not stickers stuck on. And I actually saw one, I was horrified when I saw it. It actually had images stuck on the inside of teacup, and then they'd gone and painted over the little image UV nail resin, which is like nail polish clear coat, and then they'd stuck it under a nail lamp, and they think that's food safe. I would not be drinking out of anything like that, because it's highly toxic. You're having resins, and there's no such thing as food safe resin. And there's no way I would put hot water on it, because it would slide right off and you'd be swallowing your own symbols. So just always be cautious, whatever you're looking at, wherever you're buying, that they are permanent, food safe and lead free. So, like I said, these are not made with animal bone products. These are porcelain, or what is called new bone china. So I hope you've enjoyed this little history lesson. I thought it'd be nice for you to just see from the old to the new. Thanks for watching.